What's good, peoples? Today I'm gonna run y'all through an exercise that I used as a finisher today. But of course you can use it as a warm up, a finisher, or your exercise. And it's gonna consist of Mike Tyson push-ups and mountain climbers. I'm gonna do something a little different with the mountain climbers because I'm gonna move with mine. And then afterwards, I would like to tell y'all a story, something that popped up in my mind that I thought, would be good for me to share with y'all, and maybe somebody could use that. I don't know. Before we get started, guys, would you please like and subscribe, share. If you rock with me, please leave the likes. It'll help me reach more people. So anyway, let's get into it. So the first things first, we're gonna hit it with the Mike Tyson push-ups. So we're here, and I feel like we've done these before. I'm not for sure if we put in the mountain climbers or not, but if so, then it's a repeat. So here we go. You're here, and you're just gonna rock back and forth. From there, immediately into the mountain climbers. You see how I'm hopping? I'm moving with them. If I had a little more space well, I guess I could come down through there. You could see a little bit better of the movement. While you're doing that, remember, keep your core tight. I did this earlier, 15 minutes ago. Came to the house, shooting a video, and my abs are on fire right now. So that's that. Run it one more again. Mike Tyson's. Mountain climbers. And of course you can do the mountain climbers, stationary, but I like moving with it. It gives me just that little bit of more of a challenge to do. Pull me up a seat. Okay. Let me catch my breath and we'll get right into it. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. Okay, so maybe this can motivate somebody or give you some news you can use, because it popped up in my mind, to share this story. And it was pretty strong when it popped up in my mind. So, some years back, 3 or 4 years back, me and my wife, man, I don't know what was going on, but we were not seeing eye to eye on anything. We were constantly bumping heads. And, we have a blended family. So, that's one thing too, trying to merge, 2 families and stuff is also a challenge. But let me get just a little closer, shoot. So anyway, there's this one particular time, man, I was so frustrated and I was just angry with my wife. And I have some brothers, a men's group. It's like a Bible study men's group, Shield is Shield. And one of the guys I was talking to, his name is Paul. He's a great guy, man, and mentor, just, the Holy Spirit filled guy, just a good guy all the way around. Anyway, so I was talking to him about it, and he didn't say much, just, man, me and my wife, we'll pray for you guys, and that's kind of the cliche, I guess. I mean, it's real, and we know prayer works and all of that, but sometimes in the moment you're like, whatever. So anyway, I go on. I'm at work, still with this nagging thing on me, like, man, I gotta get out. This is crazy. I didn't sign up for this, type of attitude. And at this particular job, I had an area that where all of my supplies were in and stuff like that. So I would use that area to pray. Sometimes I would eat lunch in there or whatever. So this particular time, I just know I needed to connect with God. First of all, I'm frustrated. I don't like to be frustrated, and I don't like to be consistently frustrated. So I like to confront stuff. I like to try to figure it out and let it go. I try to forgive quickly and all of these things because I don't want this weight on me, because I lived a lot of my life with this weight of frustration, this cloud of frustration around me, and I'm just not down for that. Anyway, so I go into the supply area, and man, I sit down and I start praying, talking to God, and I'm really complaining about my wife, it's this, it's that, and blah blah blah, and I could it's like this conversation, and I can just hear God saying, yeah, you're right, you're right. And I was like, man, I know I'm right. So, I just need the okay, and I think I'm gone. I'm done with this. I knew I was right, And God said, well, hold on, brother. Do you remember your vows? So I was like, yeah, I got to thinking about that. I mean, because of course we took the regular vows for sickness and health and all of those good things. And then, and I can't remember my vows, but I do have them saved in my phone. So maybe I need to revisit that now that I said something. But anyway, and as he talked about through sickness and health, better or worse, and all of those type of things, he said, so this is one of those better or worse things, first of all. Secondly, are you actually loving your wife like I love the church? And of course, I love my wife, of course, So I was like, yeah, he said, well, instead of like talking down to her or talking at her, talk to her. Example that I felt like he gave me was whenever I started noticing these things, whatever it was that were bothering me, and we would bring them up, it would be like, oh, you're not supposed to be doing this or acting like this. And in some situations, I believe that I absolutely was correct about that, but that wasn't my job to fix, if that make any sense. So he was saying, God told me, he said, when's the last time that you seen something and intervened for your wife in prayer? Because that's my job. My job is to love her and to intercede for her in prayer. Whenever I notice something that's off or whatever, he said this. He said, stay in your lane. He said, you do your job. Your job is to love her, intercede for her. Yeah, and if there's some correction, you do that with love and with compassion. The same thing that I give you when I have to correct you. You also display that to her, not just her, your kids. Not just your kids, your friends. Not just your friends, your community. So I'm like, whoa. So he hitting me like in the gut with every blow. Boom, boom. When's the last time you interceded for your wife on the behalf? He said, see, the problem with you, Marone, now he's talking to me. Now I came to talk about my wife, but he's talking to me about me. He said, your problem is you're not staying in your lane. And I kind of giggled whenever he said that, because that's my talk. But what he's saying, my lane is to do X, Y, and Z. And then there's God's lane. When I go and I intercede for my wife, when I intercede for my kids, when I intercede for my brothers, I'm going on their behalf, and I'm asking God for something on this individual's behalf, and or coming against some things that I noticed in prayer, whatever that looks like. I'm blocking those things, or doing my best to expose them and definitely give them to God through prayer. The conditioning of my wife's heart, of anybody else's heart, is not my job. I can't control that. Only God can. So I needed to learn my lane. This is my lane. This is God's lane. So once I got that revelation, it was mind-blowing. And I'm going to tell you something. Things didn't automatically turn around. I think it was months after that conversation with God, but consistently me doing what I believe he told me to do. You intercede on her behalf, and then let me work with her, whatever the issues were. Let me work on that. I can't do that. I can't change nobody's heart, nobody's mind. I'm not God. So months after that, I don't know, I can't tell y'all exactly when, but man, things just started clicking. You know, whenever I would notice something, instead of bringing it up to my wife, certain things. Now, you use discernment on what should be, you know, that's between you and whoever, or however you feel like, you know, like I was just saying, you use discernment for that. But once I, on a consistent basis, just felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do, and the rest is, hey, man, I don't know. Things just panned out. Things started working out. We are by no means perfect, but we are so much better than, you know, those couple years back, and we've grown so much closer. So I hope this was some news that you can use, you know. And other than that, man, thank you for listening. Have a great day.